Hello, this is Dee Dee Mitten and welcome to my top tips on keeping your turtle tank clean. Okay, so the first tip I'm going to give you, and it's a tip that I find one of the most important, is you need a very good quality filter. Turtles are really messy creatures, so you're going to need a filter that can keep up with all of their dirt. So this one in particular is the Fluval 406, and it is a canister filter, and it has 4 compartments inside. And it filters 100 gallons of water, which is perfect because you need a filter that's going to filter more water than your tank is in size. See, my tank is a 60 gallon and the filter I have is for 100 gallons. So I do recommend that you get a filter that does filter more water than your tank actually is in size. And also with any good canister filter, you do need to keep it clean. You need to clean them out every 2 weeks or so. You can just rinse out the little brief filter on the side and make sure that you change all of the media compartments regularly as well, just to keep your filter running at its best. And it keeps the water nice and clean. This brings me to my second tip. I recommend that you do regular water changes on your turtle tank. You don't have to replace all of the water all of the time. If you have a strong filter, you can just get away with replacing half the water 1 week and then all of the water the following week. Turtles emit a lot of ammonia in their waste, so it is good to replace the water because some filters, even though they've got the bacteria medias in them, they can't filter out all of the ammonia that your turtle emits. And look at him, he's a happy, healthy turtle. Another tip that I highly recommend, and this is also good for your filter and keeping the water super clean, is a poop scooper. So this is a little scooper that I use, and if I ever see any poop that the filter's not picking up, then I will just put this in there and I will scoop it out just to keep the tank extra clean. Only takes a few seconds to do, and it makes a huge difference on keeping the bottom of the tank clean and stopping the water cloud up. And also removing the waste straight away can also reduce the amount of ammonia in the water as well. Now, even when you have a great filter and you're replacing that water and you're scooping out that poop, sometimes the types of food that you feed your turtle can affect the water quality. So if I'm going to give him foods like banana and strawberries or any other foods that can make the water extremely cloudy when he's trying to eat them, I try to avoid feeding those in tank, and I'll put him in a separate container to feed him those. A lot of people will feed their turtles for all of their meals outside in a different tank, which is good also. You could do that. That would emit a lot of their waste. A lot of turtles will poop during or straight after they've eaten. So feeding them in an extra tank or a Tupperware container with a little bit of water, sometimes that can help keep the tank very clean for a lot longer. But if you have a good filter set up and you are doing the regular water changes and scooping, you don't need to do that. I don't do that. Like I said, I only do it if I'm feeding them super cloudy foods. Okay, so tip number 4. Every time I change his water completely, not when I do a half change, but every time that I change all of the water, I will scrub the tank. I use this rather beaten up Brillo pad, and I have a toothbrush. So the toothbrush is good for getting all the little cracks, like you have all the little sections around the branches and stuff. Sometimes it's hard to get those clean. And I will use it to scrub the top of his basking ramp as well, because sometimes you can get some algae built up around the side of that. And I will scrub the sides and the floor with the pad. So any little marks that you see on the side or anything that gets in the corners, you can scrub it off and it keeps it extra clean. Okay, so this brings me to my final tip. And before I go on, let me just say this tip shouldn't be done without adult supervision, and it should only be done when your turtle doesn't need to be in the tank for quite a while, because we are going to use chemicals and it can be extremely dangerous and harmful for your turtle. So if I end up with a really bad case of algae, and even though I'm cleaning it comes back super fast, what I will do is I'll remove the turtle from the tank, I will drain all of the water, and I will use a very weak diluted solution of bleach. And I'll just get regular household bleach, and I'll put like 1 part bleach and 10 parts water, really dilute it down, and then I will spray the entire tank with it, just where all the algae is growing. Any little things in here, like the bottom of this or the little shells, anything in there, not his, obviously not things he eats, like obviously I wouldn't put the cuttlebone in there, I would just replace that. But any toys or things in the bottom of his tank that you want to remove, you can pop those in a bowl with some weak bleach solution, leave them to soak. And then once you've bleached it down, I would rinse and wipe a few times, and I would let the tank dry for a few hours. Really make sure that tank is bone dry and all bleach is evaporated. And once that's done, your algae problem should calm down. Sometimes, especially when I was keeping the rescues in the bathtub, we did have algae problems crop up now and again, and I would do a bleach down and it would be back to normal. So, but like I said, do not do that without adult supervision, and really take care that there's no bleach residue left when you return your turtle to the tank. So I hope you enjoyed these tips. If you have any tips that work for you, Leave them in the comment section so other guys can see them. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like. And I will see you guys next time. Have a nice day. Bye bye.